Hi children, and I know you know who you are. My name is Ray. I'm sitting in my study, at least a corner of my study. But it just strikes me as I'm sitting here, I wanted to look fatherly, but I'm afraid I might look a little bit like Hugh Hefner. Can you say Hugh Hefnerish? I knew you could. My intent is to try to educate and entertain children. For example, in addition to reading from books now and then, children's books, I might give you little maxims, little aphorisms, little general truths. For example, one man's food is another man's poison. A little poem from way back which says a lot in my opinion. I had 6 honest serving men. They taught me all I knew. Their names are when, where, and why, and how, and what. I forgot it. I blew it. I'll come back to that another time. But anyway, it's all the questions you should ask if you really want to get to the bottom of things. And if you learn to ask these questions all the time and learn to follow up, well, and that's important, follow up, you could become perhaps as good as Katie Couric. Yes, you just might. But to get to the point, as I said earlier, I want to try to educate and entertain. And today, we're going to get into a Dr. Seuss book. I know you've all heard of Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss rhymes with silly goose. It also rhymes with obtuse, which could be the same thing, though not necessarily. So starting with the Dr. Seuss book, and my video man can take a close-up. There it is. Dr. Seuss's ABC, an amazing alphabet book. I hope you find it amazing. Starting with A, of course. And by the way, it starts with A, the alphabet, but it's probably a contrivance. It didn't have to start with A. For example, the letter S is the most used letter in the alphabet. More words start with S than any other word in the English language. But A still is important because I've been told, so I've learned, that the first 200 most often used words in the English language start with the letter A. So the letter A, like all the letters, is very important. Big A, little a. Big A, you know, that's when you have to capitalize something, or if it's beginning a sentence, then you'll have a big A. Capitalization is when you use a proper name or something that is specific, you will use an A. At other times, it's a small a. So big A, little a, what begins with A? Aunt Annie's alligator, look at this, Aunt Annie riding on an alligator. But I want to caution you, children, do not try this at home. Believe me. Though alligators are one of God's creatures, they're not something you want to tangle with. They do not respect human beings. You will probably be fooled. A. Notice how I repeated the A, which brings me to a very good point that everybody should learn. And that is, the best method to learn is focus, concentration, and repetition. You have to focus on what you want or what you're studying, and you've got to repeat it. That way it becomes yours. A. The next letter is the letter B. Little b, what begins with B? Big B, little b. If it's a proper name or something that needs to be capitalized, you'll use a big B. If not, it's a little b. What begins with B? Barber, baby, lots of babies, so just a small b. Maybe too many babies, but that's another story. Bubbles and bumblebee. Now, bumblebee sounds cute, I know. And, you know, most of the time, even though a bumblebee can sting, it'll hurt for a little while, and that's about all it'll do. But remember, children, a bumblebee with some of you can kill, which illustrates the point. that we're all different. We're all very similar in many ways, but still very, very different. And so you get the saying, one man's food is another man's poison. What's good for many, many people can be bad for others, and what's very, very bad for many people, for some, is good. Peanut butter. Peanut butter can be that way. There's some people, just the slightest little sniff, slightest little particle of a bit of a peanut will kill them if they don't get help right away. But the vast majority of people are not bothered by peanuts. They love it. They could eat it by the gallon. Okay, so it's not for you to worry about. Do not sweat the small stuff. In life, remember, you cannot sweat the small stuff. Concentrate on the big picture and the important things, and you'll be much, much happier. So that's A and B, and that's about all we'll have time for today. So anxiously looking forward to seeing you again. Have a good day.